Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining yet another podcast series from dlife.in. My name is Sandesh and I am your host for today. I'm a low carb nutrition coach from DLife and a member of the dlife.in community. Friends, today we have a unique topic for our podcast: how low carb nutrition supercharged an Ironman's performance and recovery. We will learn what an Ironman is, what it takes to be one, and more importantly, how to supercharge performance and recovery with low carb nutrition. To discuss this, I have with me Vineet Gupta, joining us from the paradise on earth, the state of Jammu and Kashmir, India. Before I introduce Vineet to you all, I would like to talk a little bit more about DLife. DLife.in was founded in 2014 by the brilliant and dynamic Anup Singh, an engineer and a silver medalist from India's distinguished IIT Roorkee. Anup is also a type 2 diabetic since Feb 2011, and when diagnosed with diabetes, he completely changed the game by going low carb and is now living a pill-free life. It was Anup who pioneered and came up with the idea of 100 grams carbs per day as the upper limit in a low carb diet for Indians. What Anup has done for the diabetics in India had never been thought of or achieved ever before. Today, DLife has more than 2,000 plus combined success stories of diabetes, hypertension, weight loss, fatty liver, among others, that have been put into successful remission through nutritional interventions. And there are now more than 1,200 Indian low carb keto recipes listed on the DLife forum. In 2021, Anup and DLife were awarded the coveted Icons of India Award by the Outlook Group. What started as a community in August 2014 has now become the biggest and fastest growing low carb platform in India. DLife's diploma course that was launched in April 2020 has given India its top of the line low carb nutritionists and metabolic health coaches. The DLife diploma is the most exhaustive low carb nutrition course in India and the only one with a focus on metabolic diseases, remission through low carb nutritional intervention. DLife is the most sought after across the globe, including countries like Australia, France, Guyana, Nepal, and others. I am proud to be a member of the most coveted and India's only award-winning low-carb community, DLife.in. Coming back to our guest for today, it's Vineet. Vineet Gupta is a low-carb nutrition advisor and a member of the DLife.in community as well. As I have begun to learn more about Vineet in the last few weeks, I want to introduce him as a multi-sport low-carb athlete. Vineet enjoys heavy lifting, half and full marathons. He recently did a 50K ultra run and he's a gold medalist in 100-meter sprint in his state for his age category. Over to you, Vineet, to share with us more about Ironman, what it is, what optimal performance and recovery look like, your case studies that you would love to discuss, and also a little about Punit Coaching and what you do in your coaching. Over to you, Vineet.
Thank you, Sandesh, and good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I would like to express my gratitude to DLife for providing me with this opportunity to share my success stories and for educating me about the benefits of low carb nutrition approach. The knowledge I have gained from DLife regarding the significance of a low carb lifestyle has been invaluable, and now I feel way confident when I recommend it to others. So thank you, DLife, once again. So about me, I'm a low carb nutritionist. I'm a multi-sport athlete. I just love hitting the gym. I just love lifting heavy weights. I love sprinting. I love long runs. So I just want to try every sport. So, and being low carb, so I'm just so happy about it because I have noticed all the athletes, they just load very heavy on carbs. So now coming to the topic of the day. So what is an Ironman? So the Ironman triathlon is a very challenging sporting event that actually requires participants to complete a grilling combination of activities without stopping. So it actually consists of swimming a distance of 3.8 kilometers, followed by cycling for 180 kilometers, and then followed by running for 42.2 kilometers consecutively. So this demanding endurance race like has a is one of the most toughest sporting event. So it has a cutoff time as well. So typically around 16 to 17 hours. So it actually poses very so much challenges, and I truly believe the major challenge is like your mental challenge. Like mentally, it just grills you like anything. Physically also, but mentally also. So this is how it is. So now coming to athletes, because as I told you that majorly all the athletes, they load very heavy on carb. So everyone must be little surprised that why Ironman will be enrolling with me for the low carb, because their major thing is uh, they load very heavy on carbs. So what happened exactly? So like me being actively involved in events in Jammu, such as half marathons or ultra runs. So I was already connected to them. Like I'm a member of local sports community. So we do events together and all these things. So they just completed their Ironman event in Kazakhstan, I think, first week of July. So there was one event, one half marathon, like maybe second week of July. So we were sitting together and we were just discussing things about nutrition, because they knew I'm into nutrition, I'm into low carb nutrition. So we were just discussing normal things, and during our discussion, just uh, they asked me that what do you take as a pre-workout? So when you run a half marathon, and what do you take? I just told them I just don't take anything. I always do my half marathon taking nothing, just salt water or maximum electrolytes. So they were little surprised, because they were used to take all the sports gels, taking pre-workout snacks and all this, and they were like, how come uh, the energy levels are there when you don't take any pre-workout? So when I told them that this marathon which we just finished, I was 18 hours fasted. I had just one black coffee and just salt water, and I finished it with an ease. And I was absolutely fine, and they got curious to know more about it, that how this happens and how you are without taking any pre-workouts, you are just nailing the sport. So they got a little curious about it. So, and then they asked me about recovery, because I realized the recovery was not better. That's why they were little more curious to know that how actually I'm one more thing I want to add. So I'm quite famous in my sports community, that because I love sprints. So I'm very famous for doing 100-meter sprint after every half marathon or marathon. So they were like, how come you get that explosive energy to run a full sprint after finishing your marathon? So how is your recovery part and this and that? So when I told them that nutrition plays a very important role, the food we consume plays very important role. So this is how they got interested, and this is how they wanted to enroll with me. They wanted to, because they told me that they have no event like in coming 6 months. Next Ironman they are going in April 2024, or Tata Mumbai Marathon in 2000 in January 2024. So they have that 3-4 months kitty available with them to try something else than their usual training routine and nutrition thing. So this is how they got interested in low carb nutrition and enrolling with me. So, but the challenges were, the first big thing was onboard fears, like onboarding fears. So they wanted to join me, but when I told them that I'm a low carb nutritionist and loading heavy on carb was their major thing, so they got little surprised. They were like, how can we just stop taking carbs, and how can we shift our dietary focus to limiting carbohydrates, so it will hamper our performance. So it was little difficult for me to explain this to them, that just trust me. You have seen me. I'm the best example in front of you. Trust me. Like, let's see. Let's go on. Let's do few things, and let's see how it goes. If you, because the good thing was no event was there, so they can try and test this thing. So what happened? They One second. So I asked them, what kind of carb load you take? So I was surprised. So before every Ironman event they're going, so the carb load was pizzas, burgers, like peanut butter sandwiches, waffles. So I was little taken aback. I was like, this is not carb load. This is just putting all the wrong food in your body. So this was a big challenge for me as well, to make them understand how to switch over to my kind of nutrition plan. So the next thing was to uh, to make them believe that let's start with low carb. Let's start your practice and training, and let's not go heavy on carbs. Let the body tap the abundant source, which is fat inside your body. So let us, I want to work on that switch, which I'll explain later what exactly I'm talking about. So what happened? So they used to take peanut butter sandwiches and bananas as their you know uh, pre-workouts. So sports gel during workouts, and those sugar filled electrolytes, and many other things. So I have to make them believe that you have to stop all these things. You have to go very basic, because till now they were like, this is very essential for our quick energy and performance. So I noted this. So I knew this was a kind of challenge for me and fears for them. So what happened? I told them to go heavy on protein and fat approach. So, and their energy levels won't drop. I highlighted them one major thing, that we have to make your body adapt to burning fat as your primary fuel source, rather than dependent upon glycogen stores, to avoid those energy spikes and crashes as associated with carb heavy diets. So little they understood. So I assured them. Even they tried. Okay, they said, okay, we will try. Let's see what happens. So this is how first low carb thing challenges but I kind of made them believe that you can do it. Then there was a huge challenge of, because they were uh, complaining of they are not getting recovery. So can you explain us how nutrition can play an active role in recovery? So I was deep inside, I knew that eating pizzas and all that stuff, the recovery won't be that better. So we have to put right fuel inside our body. So poor recovery means poor performance. So what happens? Athletes majorly believes that uh, you know sleeping is the only recovery thing. So if we are sleeping like for 7 8 hours means we recovered, but it is not like that. And I have to explain them. I have to tell them why recovery is very crucial, and how nutrition plays a very important role in recovery. So this part was like largely discussed. Recovery was the major. They wanted to recover better rather than to perform better. They were more interested in recover better. So I explained them, said, see, human body is capable of achieving remarkable features. You train for anything, it doesn't matter what you are putting, but you will do that. But recovery is a very major, recovery plays very, major role, because right now you are young, so you won't feel it. But at the later stage of life, you are carb heavy, you are putting all the wrong things in your body. So later, at later stage of your life, you will suffer. You will see that was all wrong. Putting processed sugars and carbs. So thinking, their workouts will compensate for all their poor dietary choices.
Yeah.
So they did not realize that these such habits can lead to adverse consequences in the longer run. So
So
I have
Vineet,
to
just
explain.
to
Yeah.
so I can summarize to the audience how far we've gotten along in the conversation. The first part is around, providing the confidence that,
Yes.
the human body is designed to be a fat burner and go
Yes.
for long duration. We are designed for it. And second
Yes.
is, it's not just sleep that is important for recovery, which everybody believes it is important, and it is, but it's also
Yes.
to do with the nutrition during the recovery phase and after the
Yes.
recovery phase. So just wanted to
Yes.
summarize that. But yeah, go ahead.
Yes. So somewhere, because I was the example in front of them, so somewhere they believed, okay, he must be right, because if he can do full, if he can do half or a full or 50K ultra run without taking any sports gel and just taking water and salt, so there must be something. So they were very curious about this whole thing, that how it works. And you know so I noted down their problems, their working schedule, because they were practicing from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. they're at their office, working till 9 p.m. There was no rest in between. So I have to bring in nutritional recommendations so that they can recover proper. I wanted to give their gut some rest so that they can recover better. I wanted to give them right kind of nutrition, right kind of protein. I wanted to stop all the processed foods, so that they can perform, overall performance and well-being. I want to optimize that. I wanted to optimize that. So this was the first thing. So now I will come next to how I started and what I introduced. So the first thing I did was I told them to start doing fasted workouts. And they were surprised. They were like, sorry, we will die after, doing 30 kilometers of cycling. How can we just do empty stomach workouts? It is not good for our health. From where we will get the energy? So they were surprised. And I was not surprised, because I knew these questions gonna come. So, but again, like what I have been taught, the trust is very important between the client and the coach. So I told them, you have to trust me for 10, 15 days. Just trust me and my plans. Do it how I'm saying it. Your training is different. I'm just keeping, I'm taking care of your nutrition plan. Just trust me and do what I'm trying to explain you or tell you. So they asked me, why fasted workouts? So Sandesh, if if I want to ask you something, so if you have an electrical backup of a generator, and if I connect your house directly to the grid, what will you prefer? Connecting your house electrical supply directly to the grid, or a generator backup where you have to put diesel again and again and again and again? I just want you to answer this.
Yeah, of course, the first one, right? Unlimited source of energy.
Unlimited, directly to the grid. So this is what I explained. So I explained them, because Ironman event, athletes are required to sustain prolonged physical activity, which actually depletes the body's energy reserves. So what happens traditionally, and even I have noticed athletes completely relying on glycogen, you know, taking all the cold drinks, and I don't know, every 30 minutes they are just putting something in the body. So I try to explain them that my nutrition plan, your training routine, I want to train your body to get connected to the grid directly. And that grid I call is that fat stores in your body, which is an abundant source of energy. You can work out till as many hours as you want. You don't need anything else. You will be directly connected to the grid. So I explained them with this example that fasted workouts means your body will adapt tapping on that fat stores, because tapping on switching to fat stores is very crucial in sports like Ironman. So if they are relying on glycogen is liver stores approximately 100 grams of glycogen. Okay, so 30-40 minutes of workout, it's depleted. Then they have to fill it up. Then it's again depleted, fill it up, depleted, fill it up. With all this process, what comes is those energy spikes and those energy crashes.
Right.
So
And they're
if
not
they are,
able to tap to the fat
yeah,
stores each
so
time
they,
because insulin
yeah,
is keeps on triggering. Yeah, a
yes,
very, very interesting way of explaining
yes.
that.
So there's a famous, I've read it somewhere. There's one thing called hitting the wall. So relying solely on glycogen, so what happens? Rapid depletion and sudden energy crash. So why utilizing fat stores alongside glycogen? I'm not saying glycogen is not important. It is important, but we should majorly rely on fat stores in a sporting event like Ironman. So by shifting to fat stores, athletes will avoid this abrupt drop in energy, up and down, up and down. So
Mhm.
allowing for a more consistent and enduring performance. So this was my major goal, to explain them, because we will train like that so that body get used to. It's like, you know, if we are relying on glycogen, it's like you have that electrical fluctuation. Light is turning on, off, then you are again, so I wanted them to believe that you have to get connected to the grid directly, so that there's no tension of getting those energy source. And so they were actually, the one good thing with Ironman I have noticed, they're mentally very strong. So they realized this, and they were willing to try this. They were not, we can't do this, we have to go heavy again on carbs, or we need our pre-workouts, but they were willing to do this. So this is how I introduced my fasted workouts. I gave them to take black coffee as a pre-workout, or salt and water, and I gave them those sugar-free electrolytes during the workout, so that you that was my plan. Their whole practice, whole training should be around this protocol. So this was one thing. So when the body gets switches to fat metabolism, so as I told you before, it is highly efficient and provides a steady supply of energy. So for an event like Ironman, it was very beneficial. So they started working out like that. So first 2 days there were complaints. They were like, there was no energy. We felt so drained. It felt, because, but I knew this is in their mind. So after 2 days, I asked them to, because they wear smart watches. I asked them, ki, show me the 3 days back performance, same performance what you did with pre-workout. And when they checked, the performance was same. Everything was same. It was just in their mind that they were thinking, no, there was no energy, nothing. So this also gave them a little confidence, no. So
Yeah, I
if
think
if
that's a
we
great
perform,
point, Vineet,
yeah,
because today we have so much data available, and what gets
yes,
measured improves. There's a
smart watches
saying,
are
right?
blessing in disguise.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's great. I
For
mean, how you're working on the mind versus more to do with, anything else.
yeah. So because and they were like, no, we have been taught that glycogen is the main source of energy. And I told them, yes, it is. It is one of the sources of energy, but if you want those short bursts of intense energy, then it's okay. But you wanted 12, 13 hours of regular supply. We cannot depend upon a generator where we have to put diesel every 2 hours. We have to get connected to the main electrical grid, supplying us continuous and reliable power. So by training the body to switch to fat stores efficiently, you will be effectively connected to the grid. So ensuring a steady supply of energy throughout the race rather than relying solely on that limited generator supply called glycogen. So so to adapt them, switching to the fat stores, I incorporated fasted workouts. I incorporated low carb nutrition. I told them to do zone 2 workouts. So I'll explain what zone 2 workouts are. Zone 2 workouts are where your body major energy source is only fat. So imagine you are fasted, then you are doing zone 2 workout. So body is using fat. So body is getting used to use that fat stores. So we are getting that switch. We are getting close to getting that main line of electrical grid. Usually because of high carb load, they were not able to, get connected to the electrical grid. They were like, again, that those hitting the wall, energy is there, then they drink something, then again they perform and then crash and, spikes and crash. So this whole plan was actually based around this, having to tap their body fat stores fast. So this is how we started. So they started working out like this. So after 1 week, they saw huge energy levels. I incorporated intermittent fasting also, like thrice a week. I told them to skip dinner so that if we are working out in 13th hour of fasting or 14th hour of fasting, so they can easily tap that fat store. Their body can get used to tapping that fat store. So low carb nutrition, I removed all the processed food, all the refined food. I introduced I told them to start taking good fats like butter, ghee. Let your body gets more efficient with the fat burning. So I removed all the pizzas, burgers, and whatever. And the only carbs I used to give them, like sweet potatoes, okay, or the starchy vegetables, whatever the clean carbs were. So it was around workouts only. Otherwise, there were no carbs in their diet, like very low carbs. I would say the whole day's diet was under 150 grams of carbs, like one or two seasonal fruits. I allowed them. Majorly, I shifted them uh, uh, on animal-based protein. So one athlete was a vegetarian, one was non-vegetarian. So with non-vegetarian, I didn't had that huge problem because he started taking eggs as protein. I told them to, you have to take at least 40 to 50 grams of animal based protein. So I removed all the inflammatory food from their diet. I they were very heavy on cheese. They were very heavy on yogurt. They were very heavy on whey protein, vegetarian one especially. So one good thing happened. So there's one famous dish in our Jammu. We call it kaladi. So that is fermented cheese. So that vegetarian athlete, it was his favorite since childhood. But since last 3-4 years, he stopped taking it because he thought it's like full of fats. And so I allowed him that you can take 4 5 in one meal. It's okay. I'm allowing you. So that played very important role. His protein intake got little better. So this
So you added
nutrition.
the proteins and fats to keep the satiety going, and so
Yes.
they can go
I
longer without the carb
I
load.
I even, Sandesh, I removed snacking as well. I was like, take one big meal, eat all the good food. If you want to eat 5 eggs, 7 eggs, 8 eggs, I don't care how much hungry you are. Just eat, just fuel your body with the right food. But no waffles, no ice creams, no pizzas, just good food. Just take the good food. Be heavy on protein, be heavy on good fats, and be low on carbs.
Yeah.
Carbs only after around the workouts. Like if they are working out, practicing in the morning, their breakfast had some of carbs, or sometimes lunch, or sometimes dinner. But major focus was on this.
Yeah, I
Uh,
remember reading Dave Asprey's book, which says, fast, feast, repeat, right? So I think
yes.
it sounds, I was able to recall exactly, how that comes to life. So thank you so much for putting light on. Do you want
They
to talk a little bit more around whether anything around the science that you were able to, talk through them? Were there questions asked around
Yeah,
those parts?
they asked me the question, but everyone uh, suggests or recommends us that you have to be carbs heavy. So, like, you introduced me with being the gold medal winner of 100-meter sprints. So when I gave them my example, you see, sometimes I'm on even zero carb. So I'm a totally low carb, and if I can do and win a gold medal in that explosive sprint, where your main primary source is glycogen, but still, if I can do this thing, so imagine when you will be having that switch to your fat stores, how much benefit. I'll explain later how they recovered, how much benefits they got from this lifestyle. So right now
Yeah.
we were talking about dietary changes. So one thing I forgot to tell you, that I removed their sports gels and drinks and pre-workout snack. So I told you, but I removed their sports gel because when I was reading the ingredients, maltodextrin, all the sugar alcohols with different name was there. So it's okay, they are slow releasing carbs, but in the longer run, those sugar alcohols are not good for your gut. So if your gut is screwed, how can you perform in longer events? You have to be healthy inside out. It is not like you can perform for 12 hours and you are allowed to have anything. So this is not how our body works. We have to put the best fuel. Imagine your body is a Ferrari and you're going to a local petrol station and you're filling with any petrol available. So that is not how it works. So I changed few things. I stopped their daily snacking. I Protein was very heavy. Majorly protein was animal based. One of the athlete was taking plant protein. I stopped. So I recommended him whey protein isolate. So vegetarian, there were many challenges because we have very less sources of protein. So he actually got fed up, taking paneer every day or kaladis every day. But I gave him the variety. I told him to cook your food in a different way. I gave him the recipes, because in my coaching program I have lots of recipes. I like how I give to many of other clients as well. So after 17 days, he started enjoying the food. I asked him that, do you want to go back to the food which you used to take? He said, never, ever. So what I'm trying to tell you is that going low carb is very easy, and we get many options, and going on animal based proteins is like, you you can just, it's very easy. People find it difficult because first few days he was like, no, this is very difficult, but it went very smooth. And one more thing, if I have time, Sandesh, can I just 2-3 minutes, I'll more
Yeah,
take on
right.
this
And
diet
then I
tracking.
think we can go to those scientific studies, which I found very
Yeah.
interesting.
So what happened? So there was a night ultra run like a month back or 1.5 months back. So the weather was very humid. So we had to run for 50 kilometers, and that to 11 p.m. to morning 6 a.m. So what happened? They were like, okay, we will run because the weather is so humid. We'll be sweating like anything, and how much salt we will take, same thing, same thing. So they wanted me to allow sports gel in that night run. So I was hell bent. I was like, no, you have already uh, uh, got better with your metabolic, switch to fat stores, and I don't want you to go now during the run. I don't want your body to again shift to glycogen majorly. So I was like, so they were like, or I don't want, I don't want to give them that processed things. So I told them, so if you want to take something, I will allow you. I gave them a concoction recipe. So I gave them, take some orange juice, take some lemon juice, put some organic honey, put lots of salt in it, ice and water, mix it well, keep it in the car because it was a night run. So 10, 12 cars were around us. So put it in one car. Don't drink any cold drinks. Don't drink any, stupid things. Just whenever you are thirsty, just take one sip of that. Just 2 sips or 3 K run. They came first. They finished it first. They both together. And when I asked them how much that drink they had, and they said approximately 200 ml maximum. So it gave them the confidence that they finished the whole run without depending upon any sports gel, any drink, any, just salt, water, and little bit of this concoction which I gave because I wanted to be natural.
So they are now vindicated about your
Yeah,
science and your coaching.
yes. They were like,
Fascinating.
they are actually,
Great.
they got excited. What is this science? Because
Great.
all their life they believed that they have to take sugar, 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 sugar. In that night run, I noticed athletes taking 10 bottles of cold drinks in that whole run. So they felt so proud that without any sports, without anything fancy, they finished the 50K run, and that too, they came, they finished it first
Right.
before anyone else. So
Congratulations. I think
this,
as a coach, there is no better time when you go through
yeah.
with your clients and disciples on that.
So
But
after that,
I'm really curious to kind of screen share the studies and some of the the pictures that you shared. If
yeah.
you would like us to take through some of
Yes,
those,
yes, yes,
I'll
please.
quickly share my screen and we'll get to that because I thought those were
Please,
really
please,
some
please. Yeah.
interesting material that you could speak through. I
So,
think we have about 5 more minutes, so we could cover this
yes,
and
yes.
then go to the questions.
So with these studies, I keep on sending them these studies. These are few, but I keep on sending them that there are many studies backing up low carb athletes. They perform better than, high carb athletes. So it's a myth that you need high carbs for your performance in an event like this. Other events like bodybuilding, that is a different story. But right now we are talking about Ironman training. So I keep on sending them every day, every other day, so that they get that better idea, you know. So I'll show you the before and after of one athlete. Look at the difference. Look at the
Absolutely.
difference. So his power increased, he got lean. So now he's full of confidence. He's now preparing for Tata Mumbai full marathon, and he knows now that he's gonna nail it because confidence है इसको पूरा मेरे पे. So see how their cardiovascular fitness improved. So 156 BPM, same workout, and 130 BPM with same speed. Look at the heart rate. Means the heart is not work, heart not to work, pump oxygen, and it is on a very, this is what the major benefit of going low carb, of fasted workouts, and tapping those fat stores. This is the message today. Today was some promo run for duathlon. So this is what they sent me today. This was after 55 kilometers of running.
Wow.
So they attempted 5 kilometers of run after 55 kilometers of cycling. Sorry. So their personal best was around 5 kilometers. So look at the speed, 4.22 kilometers.
Awesome.
So again, look at the heart rate. 10 kilometer, 137. Speed is same, 6.19.
So they're achieving the same efficiency with
Yes,
lesser heart
yes,
rate,
yes.
just with the change of nutrition and the coaching
It
that
means
you have
this
provided.
will help them in their longer distance runs like Ironman. So because heart is not working, that's my heart is like at an ease. So their cardiovascular fitness just improved. So this was the meal logger, what they ate, how they ate. If you will see, skip till 3:40 p.m., skip till 3:20 p.m. So I introduced intermittent fasting as well. This was the second athlete they finished. So he was already lean, but his recovery was not at point. So I majorly focused on his recovery. So look at the heart rate once again. So look at 152 and then 138 and 136. Same running.
Yeah,
everything
very nice.
same. See, this was the message. Today, 5 kilometers done, very close to my personal best. That too after 55 kilometers of cycling. So the results, the result speaks for itself. There's one famous saying that your personal, and anecdotes speaks more than the studies.
Yeah, absolutely. I see a meal logger also. It's amazing to see how you're handholding,
yeah,
your
everything.
clients.
I was in touch with them from with every little thing. So this was the review they gave me.
So I think this is brilliant, Vineet. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm sure there are a lot of questions from the audience.
Yes.
We have a few more minutes, so let's get to some of those questions. So anybody who has a question, feel free to turn on camera and ask your question to Vineet. Request is to be specific so we can address the question directly.
Vineet, anybody
Yes,
can
yes.
unmute, start their video and ask questions.
Vineet, I have one question to you.
Yes.
What about the recovery? Can you tell me something? What happened with the high carb and with low carb? How was the recovery? How many days
Sir,
they used to take to recover? And what
sir,
were they doing to recover?
Sir, recovery was top notch.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened? Their watches start showing them. So previously, what was happening? So when they used to finish the workout, so their watch used to show 13 hours to recovery, 14 hours to recovery.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened after adopting this lifestyle and after getting that metabolic switch? After 10 days, their watches started to show 7 hours to recovery, 8 hours to recovery. They got amazed. They got so happy with this. Recovery was top notch. Top notch. And they slept like a baby. Previously they used to sleep getting up and, that kachi neend, which we say. Now they were like, oh, that, sir, we sleep at 10 p.m. and we get up at 5 a.m. and all refreshed. Like, we don't know what happened in those 7-8 hours.
Okay.
So means they were in deep sleep. So right nutrition. So no processed food, no pizzas, burgers, sandwiches, waffles. So right food, body is like, taking care of everything. Body is just a beast. You just put right food and it will show you the results very
How
soon.
about the soreness and all that? Feet soreness?
Soreness, sir, I recommended them magnesium chloride spray. Soreness was not that much, but I recommended them few supplements as well, but that depends upon individual to individual. I recommended them magnesium chloride spray. So they used to spray that all over their body, and they used to wake up refreshed.
No, because they say they take nearly about a week or something to recover.
No. I can guarantee they can.
High carb.
I can guarantee now they can, even after finishing. I have requested them one thing. So next Ironman, you have to finish by doing 100-meter sprint at the end. So I have requested them. I'll share the video also. They will do it. They have to do it.
Okay.
I think the key here, the way I am seeing Vineet, is the low carb actually is so non-inflammatory. They are able to get a better REM sleep through their night, which is automatically taking care of most of that recovery part. And then the additional nutrition is definitely helping that as well.
Yes, body just takes care of everything if you're not putting all the wrong foods. If you're putting the right food, body will recover way faster than you think.
Okay.
So nutrition plays very important role.
During the long run, every 30 minutes, they were taking something, 30-45 minutes?
I suggested them to take a date just to balance the sugar level. Like one of my colleague suggested me. So, but they were not taking it. They were okay without that also.
Okay.
They were like, it's okay. The good thing was they're mentally very strong. So once they are on track, they will run like a bullet train. So it helped me a lot.
Okay.
So they were like, now we don't need it.
What did they have after the run?
Protein-rich food.
Okay.
So if what I suggested them, so if they practiced for zone 2 workouts, like unka training schedule alag aata tha kahin se. So twice a week there was zone 2 workouts, like only very slow runs. So the day when they were doing zone 2 workouts, I told them to skip the meal further. I was like, skip it more. Skip it more. Let the body, let the body chill. Let the body use all the fat stores again, because the body didn't put that much effort. So let it be easy. So this was one of my strategies, so that the body get used to fat adaptation.
Thank you, Vineet. Thank you, Venkatesh sir.
Fantastic, Vineet.
Thank you, sir.
I think Priyanka has a question. Go ahead, Priyanka.
Yes.
Hi, Priyanka.
Hi, Vineet. Hi, Sandesh. Really good, podcast. Really good learning, because sports is such a topic that we don't talk much about. We are always talking about like metabolic health, in the sense that only people who have problems need a solution. So it's good to know that this dietary lifestyle can also empower people and power them to peak performance. So I think this was quite unique in that sense. My question to you is in terms of fat adaptation, because fat adaptation is a very, very unknown topic. As you explained, that it took you some time to make them understand that what is fat adaptation and why it is good for you. So how do you see, because the sports activity in India is increasing day by day, younger people are getting into it, but they are messing up their health. All the time we see news reports about people collapsing and all. So how do you see that it becomes a movement? Because it's not enough. Like sports people think, oh, they can run, so they are good enough. They can do
that
anything.
Is the major.
So how do you see that this kind of awareness? Of course you have had some success stories, but How do you feel? Yeah, please
I
go ahead.
want to bring in 2 points over
Yes.
here. First, I'll go because I'm a practicing low carb nutritionist, so I have many athletes enrolled, and I was surprised to see their metabolic health going off the charts. No matter they are running 10 kilometers, 20 kilometers every day, or they are strength training or whatever sports they are in, but the amount of the wrong food they are taking. I have seen, there are 4 or 5 clients. One is suffering from hypertension. One is suffering from type 2, like fasting insulin is so high. Everything is off the charts. No matter if, so the thing is that there's one common, that misconception that athlete thinks that just because he ran 10 kilometers in the morning, so he can have anything. I have seen, because I'm a part of local community, they cycle for 50 kilometers and then they take all the samosas, all the chana bhaturas.
Exactly.
So all the wrong food. So they don't realize that it is harming them actually.
Right.
And for the second point, I want to bring in is that when I go to the gym, the coach, the trainer, the gym trainer, because he doesn't know anything about nutrition. He's good at making us do exercise in a better way, our posture, everything. He comes to us and tell us oh, you have to take a banana, you have to take a pre-workout. So when I ask them, no, I'm not a bodybuilder, I'm already carrying a 25% of fat. So why, if I'm competing some pro bodybuilding competition, I can understand I have to lift heavy, I have to give all the sweat 2 hours, and that I know, I understand, because you are already in that shape. But when you are already 20 or in 25% fat ratio, why you need pre-workouts? Let the body tap your fat stores, let the body
Exactly.
take energy from there. You are eating a banana and you are hitting 45 minutes, you are burning that banana and going back home.
Exactly.
That is not good. I still remember, I have one famous, I say this to everyone around me: let's make empty stomach workouts great again.
Exactly. I completely agree with you because I've always been a gym goer, like, throughout my life. But what I've been surprised is that, especially in India, when I came to India and I saw people like within a year, they stayed the same. Like nothing.
Misinformation is like,
Yeah, their weight didn't go down. They were working hard and all. And I'm like wondering, because I would change my nutrition a little bit because of, I always loved fasted workouts. Unless someone really pounded on me, then I would eat. But I would see, and now I understand this, why this was so, right? Like,
and one more thing, thank you, Priyanka, you are bringing these topics. One more thing I want to address here. I know many athletes are here in this podcast. So I have seen runners not doing strength training. They just run, they are into cardio, and they believe that is absolutely fine. I always tell them, practice. I even introduced strength training to these 2 athletes as well. I specifically told them you have to go strength train, because building lean muscle mass is very important. And one suggestion, if people think that fat loss is doing cardio, that is a myth. You have to build muscle. It will help you at later stage of your life. Sarcopenia is real. This is what I want to suggest to all runners.
Yeah,
and I
that
think
was
Priyanka, back to the point, right? Like that's where I found those 2 studies that Vineet put and how he's sharing with his clients, right? I think that kind of was very eye-opening to me, because I think once the science is put across, everybody wants to be at their best health. And
right.
especially with Ironman having such a strong mindset. So I found it very interesting about sharing those studies to propagate the message.
I just want to make one point. I think you've made like athletics like your stories right now, this podcast, makes a very good point that athletic sports don't have to be, don't have to break your body. They have to build your body, so I think that's a very, very good message. Thanks so much. Yeah.
Thank you, Priyanka.
All right, I think we have 2 more minutes. Maybe we quickly go to Prasanna's question and then, wrap this podcast. Go ahead, Prasanna.
Hi, Vineet. It's so excellent
Hi, Prasanna.
what you shared. And about the runners and zone 2, mainly zone 2 cardio guys, also do the strength training. I get that point. So that question was there for me. You answered that. So
This is, I can give you a quick trick. Do your strength training and then do 30 minutes of zone 2 cardio. It will help you like anything. My personal experience.
okay.
It helps you like anything if
So
you are
don't-
into strength.
Yeah, don't do the jogging or walking for 1 hour or 30 minutes and then do
No.
the workout. First do the work.
Yes, always do strength training first. Never do running and then go for strength training.
For guys
Bad
who are,
idea.
Yeah, for guys who do not have time or cycle through it,
So-
that is 3 times a week.
Yes, then
alternatively.
do it. Yes, then do it alternate day. Monday strength, Tuesday running, Wednesday again strength. So do it like that way, but never mix or never do running before the strength training. That
Okay.
is not good for your health, and you won't build any muscle mass.
Got it.
That's just waste of time.
And what is the usually in the athletes that kind of athletes who are already metabolically a little bit this way, getting them fat adapter, how much time does it take usually? Adaptation time is what?
Adaptation time is 7 to 10 days.
7 to
Like
10.
I said, body knows everything.
Hmm.
You just have to put it on the right track and it will run like a bullet train. It is the difficult part is putting it on the right track. Once you are on the right track, you are a Vande Bharat train for sure.
Got it.
Great. Thank you so much.
Sandesh, there's one question from Mr. Iyer. KV
Okay,
Iyer.
I'm checking
Yeah.
the chat. So here is the question, Vineet, question from KY Iyer. He says, I am a CrossFit athlete, kind of a long distance runner, sprinter, Olympic weightlifter, but diabetic. I've been on a 24-hour fast for over 3 years and the needle on my type 2 diabetes has not moved. Any thoughts on that?
1 second, can you repeat it? Sorry.
KY Iyer sir is asking about the relationship to these endurance workouts and type 2 diabetes. He's not seen the type 2 diabetes move much. So do you have any learnings?
So type 2 diabetes is, again, it has nothing. Workout helps you. So it is all your nutrition only. Type 2 diabetes is a metabolic health disease. Both things cannot be related. By doing excess CrossFit or every kind of workouts, you cannot reverse type 2. Type 2 diabetes is purely what you put inside your body. Workouts helps you control that. So if you are taking right nutrition and along with doing good workouts, it will definitely benefit you. But
so I can chime in here for
we need 3 years, 1 meal a day, only lunch. Fasted workouts, average calorie burn according to my Apple Watch over a 3-year period, over 1,000 kilocalories a day. Right?
Sir,
so I really don't know, right? I mean, and how much carbs can I have in one meal? How much?
Like there's one
maybe here,
living example. This is not the right platform to discuss.
No. I asked this. No, yes, exactly. I asked this question because you said you are diabetic. If I heard you correctly.
No, he didn't.
No.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Sorry. Then I'm glad you're not. Honestly,
keep your carbs under 100 grams a day, like Anup sir said.
Sandesh, let me
and visit dlife.in.
Yeah.
You'll get all
yes,
that.
Anup, would you like to chime in here?
Yeah. So the issue is, as far as carbs are concerned, 100 grams per day is the max limit. Now that does not mean across the table everybody has to take, has the leeway of taking 100 grams. What comes into play is your personal per meal carb tolerance.
Yes.
For instance, in my case, I can tolerate 30. In case of Mr. Arun Kumar, he can tolerate 10.
Absolutely.
So that you have to, tweak, find out and tweak.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Every body is different. And I totally agree to that. In my personal case, I am highly insulin sensitive, but yet I keep at that 100 mark.
I have seen athletes
whereas,
working out since 10 years and now recently got diagnosed with type 2. So workouts has no direct relation with type 2.
Yes, let me add one thing. I had been very active for past 1 year for some other assignment. I thought that since I'm active, I can, take more carbs, right? Now, that showed in my fasting insulin levels, which used to run around 8. After this lifestyle of, elevated carbs, the fasting insulin came to 14, close to 14. So all these parameters you have to, look into in a very detailed manner.
Yeah.
Perfect. I think we are running out of time, but this was a great conversation. Thank you, Vineet, so much for being with us today and sharing your skills and experience. This was a very unique topic, right from engaging with you and understanding the first principles of what an Ironman does to understanding nutrition and the elements of your coaching. It's been a phenomenal learning for everybody here. So friends, this is the end of our podcast today. Again, thanking Vineet here and signing off on behalf of D-Life. Thanks for joining.
Thank you, Sandesh. Thank you, everyone, for joining.